Hi guys, welcome to level 8. So let's have a look at the level we're going to be creating together. Okay, so right now, this one's looking a bit different. We have some new functions in here. So let's see. Okay, click on this one. We've got these two bridges coming up. Oh, I touched the void. So I've got to be a bit faster. Okay, oh, yeah, there we go. So that's going to be the level we're going to make today. So come and join me and let's learn how to make that level. Okay, so let's dive right in. So what I've done is I took a screenshot of the level, and I think you should pause the video here and start designing the level. Okay, I've already done mine over here, so I'm going to delete the screenshot. It does include those boxes under, so don't forget those gray boxes. Uh, I've put two of them here because we're only going to see one at a time. So don't worry about this one. Later, we're going to make it appear, and we're going to make this one disappear. But for the moment, we need both of them on the screen. So right now, what I've got is, this is where we left last time. So I've already put my green tile when I click blue. And I've already got down here the pink tile. So this one. So we already know how to do those two things. Now for the other two bridges, we're basically going to do what we did last time, but we need them to both happen at exactly the same time. So it's very, very easy. We're just going to do what we did, but we're going to click both of them. And we're going to do exactly the same as what we did with the first bridge. So I'm going to fade in. Okay, and if I go to the animation pane, you'll see that it's put both of them at the same time. So if I click on this little triangle here, timing, we're going to do exactly the same. So 1 second, and you see it makes both of them go to 1 second at the same time. And I want to trigger this when I click on pink. So when I click on the pink box. Okay, good. So now I select both of them again, and I'm going to do exactly the same as what we did. So motion path. Okay, I'm going to bring both of these down under here. I'm going to make sure they both happen for a duration of 1 second. So 1 second. And I'm both going to make sure they happen with previous. So start with previous. Okay, so now let's just change the position or where we want this bridge to end. So like usual. Okay, so let me just zoom in, make sure it's nice. Okay, good. That one's nice. And I'm going to make sure this one is exactly the same. So let me just zoom out. Okay, zoom in. Okay, we want to make sure it's nicely where we want the bridge to be. Okay, that's about perfect. All right, nice. And then select both of them again. And then again, we do the opposite this time. So we're going to put our motion path. I'm going to bring these two down here. Make sure they happen with previous. Okay, but this one, sorry, I want it to happen after previous, not with previous. And remember, we want the delay. So I don't want it to go up until maybe, let's say 4 seconds. So let's wait 4 seconds before it goes up. Oops, sorry, I put the duration. I didn't put the delay. So let's Control Z and let's go back to timing and then put delay to 4 seconds. Sorry, we'll change this back to 1. Okay, so that's a lot better. It waits 4 seconds and then it will start going up. And we want to make sure that happens with the previous one. Okay, also change it to 1 second. Okay, good. So now we just have to make sure Now we have to make sure we put it in the correct position. So let me select this one first. I want to make sure I've got the second animation. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one up over here, and I'm going to bring this one over here. I'm going to do exactly the same by clicking the second animation. So I'll bring this one up to where it was over here, and then I'm going to bring this one up to where it was over here. Okay, good. And then lastly, we want it to fade out, remember? So remember, click both of the diamonds, click fade out. Again, let's bring these two down over here. Put the duration to 1 second. Okay, and then make sure this happens with previous. All right, so let's just preview this one. Let's have a look. So if I click on the pink, they both come up, and they should wait 4 seconds before going back down again. Okay, perfect. So that's what we have so far. Okay, so let's move forward. So before I move on, I want to make sure I rename these two boxes. So let me go to the selection pane. I've already renamed this to box 1, and I've already renamed this one to box 2. Okay, this is going to be really helpful later. Okay, so at the beginning, we can't see box 2, so I'm going to move this up here. And at the start, there's an orange tile here. So I'm going to copy and paste this one to make sure it's an orange color. And we cannot get past this because when we put the mouse over it, it will take me back to the level 8 menu. So let's put an action on this button. On mouse over, make sure it links to slide 16 and click OK. All right, so now let me make sure I put this tile on top of the white one. We need to make sure it's nicely over it. Okay, like so. And now I want it to disappear when I click on box 1. And also, at the same time, I want box 1 to go up and disappear. And at the same time, I want box 2 to appear and come down. And at the same time, I want the orange tile to appear over here. So we're going to have a few animations to do on this part, okay? So let's first make sure the orange tile disappears. So we're going to make sure, let's click on the animation pane. I want to make sure it happens when I click on box 1. And it's already 0.5 seconds. I want it to happen very quickly. So at the same time, I want this box to go up. So let's make it go up this time. But I want it to happen very quickly. I'm going to change the timing of this to 0.5 seconds. I'm also going to make sure it comes down over here and happens with the previous animation. And lastly, I'm going to make it fade out. And it's already 0.5 seconds. I'm just going to bring it down here, put with previous. So all of these three animations are happening at exactly the same time. Now at the same time on the other side, I want this to come down. I want it first to appear. Let's bring this down over here with previous as well. I want to put a motion path going down. So let's make sure it's going to go down into the right spot first. Okay, so this is good. Let's make sure it happens 0.5 seconds as well. And I'm going to bring this right down here with the others. Make sure it happens with previous. And at the same time, I also want the orange tile over here to appear. Now the problem, if I copy and paste this orange tile, you see it already has the exit animation. So I'm going to delete number 1. I'm going to click on number 1 next to the orange tile and delete. And this time I'm going to make sure it has an appear animation. So I'm going to make sure I put appear, so fade in. And then I'm going to make sure it comes down here with previous. So let's just make sure we've got all of this working so far. So let's see, if I click on this, the orange tile should disappear. Box 1 goes up, box 2 comes down, and the orange tile appears. So it's exactly what we want, except we want the box 2 to be in front of the orange tile. So I'm going to bring it to front by right-clicking, bring to front. Okay, good. So now, when I click on box 2, I want all of the reverse to happen. So I will then want the orange tile over here to disappear, and I want box 2 to go up and disappear, and then I want box 1 to appear and come down. So I want to have the exact same thing to happen. So let's click on tile 2. Let's put another animation on here. Let's make sure it will disappear. So fade out. This time I want it to happen when I click box 2. Okay, good. And then I'll click on box 2. I'm going to add an animation going up. So let's make sure we've got this up animation over here. So let me bring it down below box 2. I'm going to change the duration to 0.5 seconds as well. Make sure it happens with previous. So with previous, and I need to change the start and end point. So I want it to end here, and I want it to begin here. So yep, good. All right, and then I'm going to click on box 2 one more time, and I'm going to put a fade out animation. So let me also bring it down to box 2 over here. Make sure it happens with previous. All right, and then at the same time, we want box 2 to appear. So we're going to make it fade in. Let's bring that down to box 2 with previous. And now let's put our motion path coming down. Let's first change the timing, 0.5 seconds. Let's bring it down to happen with all of the others under box 2. So with previous, we just need to change the position of this one. So I'm going to make sure that it starts up here, and I want to make sure that it ends down here. Good. All right, and then lastly, I want the orange tile to appear. So fade in, it's already 0.5 seconds. And let's bring it down over here with previous. Okay, so let's test. Let's give it a little test. Okay, so right now, this is what we have. So let's get around to the other side to test box 2. Okay, good. And now if I click this, okay, perfect. So the exact opposite has happened here. That's exactly what we want. Okay, now lastly, it's all about playing with the timing. Now you have to play the game many times and see if you can do it, if the bridges are coming up fast enough, if they're leaving very quickly, you can change the delay. So now it's all about playing with the timing to make sure you're happy. So let's have a look. Okay, okay, the bridges are okay. Okay, so this tile on the green one left a bit too quickly. I think I would have needed maybe half a second more. Uh, so I can play around with those settings. So if I go to the bridge, okay, if I go to this one over here, I can play with the delay, remember? If I go to timing, go to delay. So maybe I can try 4.5 seconds instead. That might work, I don't know. Same with the green tile. If I click on the green tile, if I go to the second motion path, when it goes up again, I can come down here and again I can play with the delay, 6 seconds. So maybe I need 6.5 seconds, I don't know. So play around with it, give it a go, and see what you come up with. All right, guys, so hope you enjoyed this one, and can't wait to get into the next level, level 9. Take care, everybody.